Hey. Volume down.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go? All right, we got screen, we got live stream. Yeah. Where'd I go? Where's my Facebook?
Wendy. We're at 20.
We're at 20 already.
Oh. Stephen says bingo. Hey, Denise.
Oh, there we are. For my volume on. Oh, I'm at 30.
Hello, Kevin. Thank you for your help this week. I appreciate you.
31.
Hello, Ruth. Kevin, I'd say I got my call. I'm not going to entirely say it all worked out, but I'll update you privately. I don't want to complain. Hello, Dan. I was thinking of you today, Dan. I kept saying, I haven't heard from Dan. I need to call Dan. Dan's probably in therapy after seeing me and Michelle. Hello, Sandra. Yes, it's been a really long week. I look like a long week, right? You're welcome, Terry. No, Valerie, you guys are the best.
Class of Magic 8 Balls always available.
Yeah. And William, and just so you know, I got ghosted again today. $67. So we could start. I didn't even realize
There you go. So,
we're both tired.
that was me.
Oh my goodness. So on board, there you go. So we don't really have too much to say. Oh, Janet, you're from Oakland, California, right? So now finally you're actually here with us, but it's earlier where you are. It's probably like the sun's still up. Is the sun? It's almost dark here.
Oh, it's pitch black here.
Yes, I still got some light, but I'm a little bit closer to the equator, I guess, than you are.
Oh, happy, thank you, Tom. Yes, happy anniversary to us.
Yeah, so that's what we forgot to do. To take our 1-year anniversary picture. We're gonna have to do that at our next meeting. So yeah, so for all of you, tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary that I called the very first meeting with all these people. Well, some of these people, most of them are added on afterwards, but Michelle and myself and Ralph and Gary were some of the 5 original people of the like 40 people I invited to a meeting, and 17 showed up and 5 people volunteered. It was a very interesting day. And tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of that very first meeting.
13th or 14th?
13th August. It was Friday, August 13th.
Yes, yes. It was
Friday the 13th. How could you forget that?
Surprised the Ravens aren't sitting out there.
And then all hell broke loose with that lunatic, which we won't talk about. So, so what we want to tell you today is that we have another winner that Madeline's computer picked up, and the initials are JM.
And
JM as in Mary. So JM, if you were, we will be contacting you, and you were a donor, you are a donor. We will be sending you a thank you for donating to our organization, and Madeline will be in touch with you. Michelle's favorite day, Friday the 13th. So very crazy. I'm not sure what that means, but Karen in Las Vegas, I hear you guys are getting hammered with rain. Some of those pictures are quite frightening. Thank you, Gail. We appreciate you too. Does anyone have questions for us? Because we don't really have too much.
Somebody asked about the focus.
The focus. What about, what does it say?
Article. No, it just said any comment about the article.
So the comment about the New York Focus article is there were a few different comments, and I actually spoke to one or two people yesterday, because I think some of the comments when I first posted it, when did that come out? Like Wednesday,
Came out on
Thursday?
the 10th. It was on the 10th. I
Okay,
got
so 2 days ago.
like 2 days, yeah, a couple of days ago, and then it started to surface, but that was the published date.
So there was a concern that the reporter would have taken a position or was trying to pit retirees against seniors, retirees against the actives. Actually, that's what he was saying, was that the city was pitting actives against the retirees. So he kind of hit it on the head. That was actually one of his bylines. So he did the right thing by us. So don't take that as being slighted. He actually does, I believe, supports what we're doing, and he's very interested. He's probably one of the few reporters, when he calls us for comment, he understands, you know, the whole situation. So that's pretty much what I really have to say about that. I don't read into it as a negative. It really wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, it wasn't a surprise when I read it, and then I passed it along. I said, oh, okay, yeah, this was kind of stuff we knew was going on. So it just kind of got wrapped up in a bow and published.
Yeah. So Lisa Lauren, do we know if the judge approved the petition to delay the appeal? No, I didn't go back and check today. I've been really busy, but if you read our brief, our motion, and then you read the city's reply, Lisa, I think you'd probably appreciate some of that. So it's just the city being the city, being a little obnoxious, and it's okay even if it gets denied. I mean, it was just another way. If you read the first one, Jake had asked for information that the city hadn't given us, and then they said that they did, and we met with them this morning. The lawyers told us, you know, that they have limited information. Yes, the city admits that they're in negotiations with Aetna, which we kind of knew was going to happen, right? We all called that one.
Listen, I didn't even need my magic 8 ball for that.
No, we kind of knew that was coming, and we're still working on educating the actives and the city council and the retirees, and doing what we're supposed to be doing, and going forward. I mean, there's nothing holding us back. Where I think we're still on pretty good footing with the court. Our argument's a pretty good, solid argument. You know, hopefully they side for us, and then we keep going. But they did admit in their brief, the city, their reply, that the only 2 things that they could tell us was, 1, their goal is for it to be an auto enrollment into an Aetna plan, and 2, that there'd be a penalty premium if we opted out into PHI.
Well, right. Well, they didn't call it that. What did they
No,
call
it? They called it pay up.
Yeah.
You would have to pay up to stay in your GHIC.
lipstick on a pig or whatever. you
Yeah,
want.
so
Yeah.
it's okay. We, we keep calling this. We really should be, what was that movie? It was like Big or something, like where the guy, like, you had the thing in the box and you put the quarter in and it told
Oh,
you.
yeah, that was big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that, yeah, we should just do that. No, Andy, you're not late, even though we started a little late, and there's really not much of an update on a Friday, so we will probably call it at 9 o'clock, because we're both tired. We've been in meetings all day today, and it's just a lot. Sherry, well, all I could tell you is you're asking again why DC 37 canceled their Zoom meeting. Is Dominic on here? Dominic, are you here?
Mm.
Well, so a few people did log in just to, there was a fear that that there would be people that did not get the cancellation, and they did show up, and there was very few. But Neil Pumpkin had basically told everybody not to worry, that the meeting would be rescheduled, and that the president had canceled the meeting. I guess he needed more information on something, but don't worry, you have us here. So me being invited to talk to the DC 37 retirees, even though I am a DC 37 retiree, I still have all of you here. You could talk to me and Michelle all day long. But for the retirees that are not on here, they would have benefited from that. And I'm hoping Bob will reschedule that meeting soon. I thought we won. Yeah, so Mary says, I thought we won not to pay to stay with GHI. Yes, and that is why the city is appealing. The city wants the judge panel in the appellate court to overturn that. Right now, there's a permanent injunction on the city being able to charge you a penalty to stay, to opt out or stay in your GHI plans or your other plans. So yes, that's what the city wants to overturn.
If it's Aetna, it seems that it will still be opting out. So many people not in the know will suffer. Will that be on the table?
I'm going to take the assumption that they are going to have to start, and if this thing gets passed and the injunction, that the permanent injunction that we have, the permanent stay on charging us is overturned, then they will go ahead with their original plan with the new vendor, and then auto enroll all of us into that plan, and then they would have to initiate an opt-out period all over again, because the last plan you opted out no longer exists. So it's going to have to start all over. I mean, that's common sense, and I know the city doesn't have common sense, but I'm just going to tell you that's probably what we would argue for, is that there has to be a new opt-out.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. And
because everything is materially changed. The Aetna plan is different than the Alliance plan, so give it time. I'm sure we'll be hearing something soon.
Oh yeah, well, they're gonna drop, like a 500-page document and go, here you go.
Yeah, you have 2 days to read it. William Shenton, I sent you a Word document that you might consider posting on the web next month, searching for individual Part D plans. I can't figure out how to put it into, I'll make it a PDF and upload it for you. Don't worry. I have not been in email. It's just been one of those days. Someone else said they sent me, Ellen, I think. Yes, Ellen, I did read that. I skimmed over it yesterday or today, whatever day you sent it, I skimmed over it. But I had seen that article before. Gerald Nelson, it kills me when the unions blame the retirees for the stabilization fund going bankrupt, but it takes no responsibility for taking $1 billion out for raises. I know, Gerald. So I'll make you laugh. So there's one thing that you don't know is that I do a newsletter to the unions. It's like the newsletter that goes out to you guys, but this one is for union emails that we have, put together, and and it goes out to them. And actually today I was supposed to do another one, so I went out to do that before I go to bed today. So last week I did one. It was called like Fact Check Friday, and I gave them 5 facts, and I said, fact check us, fact check everything, prove us wrong. You know, we dare you, please prove us wrong. And I kept saying to Michelle, did we get any responses back from this? And Michelle said, no responses. So then we were chatting last night. It was late. We were working on minutes for our meeting today, and I said,
what did I do? And I go, oh, wait. I go, wait. I said, look, you got a response from that union email. And it was an automated response that said, I am on vacation. So I said, see, you got a response from a union.
But no one could prove us wrong yet. I get one guy on vacation, one union guy on vacation, and no one's saying, no, you're full of poo. Like, no one says anything. No one says you're right. No one says you're wrong. No one says go screw yourself. No one says anything. So it's all right, Gerald. Trust me, you know. And then if Gerald, I don't know if you're on Twitter or LinkedIn. I'm on both of those, and I'm talking every single day. Twitter lets you do a 60-second video on Twitter. I do a fact a day on Twitter, and I tag a whole bunch of people, and then a whole bunch of people share it, and then it's just a way of getting it out there. So what can I tell you? You know, we're not giving up. Augie Morrow, I am for cursing, but this effing sucks for the first time putting in an effing collection agency. Oh, you're talking about the co-pays, my dear. You're talking about the co. Give me some. I'll talk. I'll talk. Send me your number. I'll talk to you. It probably won't be till tomorrow. We'll get you off the ledge, Augie. Then again, maybe there'll be another paper shortage. Yeah, you never know, Diane.
Thank you for donating, Francine, and everybody else who does.
Yes, and if you're going to donate, our website is www.nycretirees.org. And yes, Lisa, thank you for reminding me to say this, but we are transitioning our website to a new host. And so if you find some time when this page is down or something's not working, just give us some time. We know there's going to be a transition as we move over. Joe has been wonderful. He's been building two different pages on 2 different hosting sites just in case this happened. Today we made we arranged for the change to happen, and it seems like both sites are live. So if something happens, hopefully we're covered, but we're just letting you know if you see an outage or you see a page down or the links aren't working or something, just be patient with us and give us some time. Send us, you know, a message if it's becoming problematic, but I'm sure Joe is on top of it. I don't think you have to keep letting us know. And I think we would definitely, you know, be on top of this as well. Joe's watching it because he knows that he wants to make sure that this goes as seamless as possible. But we always know there's a hiccup when it comes to IT. So give us a little time and be patient with us. Leon, the donations are going good. I will tell you, our goal was to try to arrange that we were trying to get in donations of about $100,000 a month. No, we're not near there, but we had dipped down to about the $60,000 range, I think, last month, and which got us gravely concerned because trying to make sure that we have enough going forward. I think that with July, I think we were 80 something without, I'm just going by memory, so don't hold me as this to me, but we're doing better. And then, but we need to try to keep that goal to stay about as close to that $100,000 a month that we possibly can. Because if you remember the last time we talked last year when we were in the height of litigation, our legal expenses were running between $100,000 and $130,000 a month. So we want to make sure we can cover that, okay? Um, I think that's all I got. We're at 109 people and I'm not seeing anything else. Did I miss something? Did you miss something? Did you see something I missed?
No, I'm looking, hold on. Anybody else have any other questions?
You're welcome, Patricia. Ellen, looks like the Facebook site now has an additional 100 members. They should be contacted to give with a personal message. How can we help? Well, actually, Madeline does do that. She sends in a periodic welcome message. Facebook allows you to do that. It allows you to send a welcoming message. She does that. She sends a link that tells people where to go look for stuff, gives them our website, gives them how to donate, gives them where to directs them to go to the feature, to go look at all of our videos, tells them to look at our YouTube. So I mean, she does do that. Augie Morrow. Medicare blames GHI, GHI blames Medicare, then I get put in a collection agency. So just send me your number.
Laurel Swan, stream of consciousness. If all things being equal, we are eventually auto-enrolled in new map. Can we argue that if we select non-city supplemental insurance plan, that we do not lose the Medicare Part B reimbursement?
So that came up as a conversation today, and if I could get OLR to agree to discuss this stuff with us, then that is actually a conversation I'd like to have. I don't know how they'd be open to it, but it's going to take a conversation.
George, we don't have a court, an actual date for the hearing in September. We don't even know.
Yeah. So what's supposed to happen, when in September is the court date? So the September court argument is supposed to be for the sanctions motion. That was for the city that we accused the city of lying in the Supreme Court case. We're probably not going to argue the appeal until sometime October, November. But we'll find out more about that see if the court actually, what the court does with the motion that was filed yesterday. Yes, Ellen, Mike, Gerald, our Facebook page used to grow by 1,000 a week. Then we were like 1,000 a month, and now we're kind of about 100 a month. But it's nice to see we are still attracting new people, so that's still good. So attracting legal fees, that's the motion for sanctions. However, it's limited to, like, we believe, a limited amount of money, and we're not really sure we'd be able to get that. And we've spent a real lot of money, way more than what we could probably ever recoup, but that's up to a court to decide, and we really can't even speculate. Yes, Gerald, membership has been hovering in the 16,000s for the last month. It's been for several months. You're correct. Is the appeal to recoup fee, is the petition to recoup legal fees part of the appeal or separate? It is a separate filing. So the appeal, so the motion for sanctions got filed in the Supreme Court case, and the appeal is in the appellate case. If you go into the state court site and you put our organization name in there, you will find two dockets. One is for the Supreme Court case and one's for the appellate case. I have not paid a copay all year. I see when I get my emblem summaries, they take out the $15 copay from their part of what they should be paying. Is this what they're doing? Well, it's up to your doctor to then collect it from you. They may eventually catch on one day and you just may get a really big bill. I'm just warning you. And if they don't, then I just consider yourself lucky and go buy a lotto ticket, because then you're really lucky. right?
No, I think what she's saying is that they're taking the $15 copay right out of the emblem, right out of the money, out of the 20%.
I see when I get my emblem summary, yeah, well, on there, it will be showing copay is your responsibility.
Right,
The
and then
problem is the doctor's not collecting it.
right,
Yeah. So the city is delusional when it says it wants to. That would be interesting. And so the interesting part about that is they are trying to get a decision out of this appellate court very, very quickly. And you know, since I'm seeing this question, how's this for a theory? The new plan would probably be somewhat close to the current plan, if not the current plan, for them to be able to implement it so fast.
yeah, but there's got to be changes.
There's
It
got to be change.
Correct. So that, because I said that, I brought that up. We were talking
Yeah, when
about.
we talked when we talked this morning, but if the plan is similar, then it's something that they can remember. Most of it was how the city's getting paid, how they're getting paid, the
Right,
subsidy.
but there's something underlying.
Yeah, I know. We have to figure that out. We're working on
I'll
that.
have to sit with this. I'll have to sit with.
You have to
this.
sit with your ball.
I have to sit with the ball.
We'll figure it out. I still don't think it'll go live in January, but remember, then we're going to set this live in April 1st. So, I mean, they could just keep pushing the date because it's an employer group plan. They can say when it starts. It's not predicated upon starting January 1. So don't get hung up around dates. That they could do whatever they want to do.
Right.
Thank you too, Andy. You have a great weekend. I have found that small medical practices have not been asking for the copay while large groups have. Yeah, well, the small groups are probably more your mom and pops, right? And they're probably feeling that they don't want to ask you for the money. The large groups being corporations, those are the greedy bastages. They're going to want every dime out of you. Try to convince NYU about the copay, even circa. I know, Annie. I love that you did that. If just start bringing the EOBs to their office. That might make them understand. Pat Thompson, yes, that is where they take it out. If they are to pay $20, they take out the 15 and only pay 5. Correct. Lucille, I am now just getting hit with all the copays. Yeah, we kind of figured that because it's going to take them, depending on their bill processing, how many months that could take is usually 3 to 6 months. Janet, bite your tongue. The city had one failed rollout. You think maybe they learned from their experiences before? The only difference is, I would say, is that it would probably go a bit smoother, as Aetna is one of the leaders in Medicare Advantage enrollment. And so they probably know what the hell they're doing rather than these folks, the last folks. But, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But don't worry, we'll all be watching. Arlene, I'm sure you've noticed that those irritating ads for Advantage Plan lately avoid using the word advantage. And yes. I know. When I do keep the TV on in the background, I hear them all the time. It's quite annoying. We need to actually start changing some of our posts on my public posts when I do hashtag Medicare Advantage. Now I need to start saying hashtag Medicare Advantage, hashtag Medicare C. Good point. I've even been annoying and been tagging Anthem, Aetna, Humana, and Cigna.
Karen Miller. Can you send me an email, because that reaches everyone, and ask them to complete their homework and make out the Medicare request for information?
I'm not there yet. Can you send an email? Because that reaches everyone, and ask them to complete their homework and make out the request from, so Karen, so I'll do another video on that. So people were kind of confused by that. I probably need to find a way to clear up. I'm probably just, you know what I think I need to do? We gave them 2 links, Karen. One was to federal request for information using their questionnaire. I think if we just put up the link to let people talk and tell them what they don't like about these plans, and then attach a link to our 1-page talking points, that actually might go better, because Michelle got a couple of emails that people were confused and there were questions on that they couldn't answer. So I'll revise that, because there's a very narrow window again to finish that up. Yes, Elga, that's exactly what Karen's talking about, the Federal Register. Harriet Johnson Norton, if people are forced into a new Advantage plan, they still have the option of leaving the city and getting health insurance, even though they will lose reimbursement. Yes, and Harriet, though, some people can't afford that. So we have to be cognizant of all the people. Yep, Ellen, that's another good point. When you're doing that Federal Register about Medicare Advantage, you do need to say that auto enrollment is absolutely horrible, that you should be able to have a choice and your former employer not force you into a plan you don't want to be in. No, Elga, I did not do a sample. It's better if the words don't all look the same, that you put it in your own individual words in whatever way that you can. Well, that's all I got. You got anything?
Nope. That's it. Anybody else?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, it was good seeing you guys again today. We are pretty pooped, so we're gonna call it a night. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for putting your faith in us. Thanks to Joe and the moderators and
thank you guys. We appreciate you. We appreciate the moderators. I appreciate everybody out there and Facebook
our
land
board and our happy anniversary to us.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
And
this is our
anniversary.
honeymoon phase, right? We're one
Yeah.
year, we're 1 year together. What's a 1 year anniversary?
Oh, I don't know. Isn't it it's not the itch? Oh, we're not at the itch yet.
I don't know. My insurance company sent me I have the insurance for the classic car, and they sent me 5 years I've been with them, and they said that my anniversary card, my 5th year anniversary is wood. So I don't know what a 1 year anniversary is with, like, hopefully it's
Is that
something nice.
paper or something?
Is it paper?
Is it paper? Yeah, see, Jean, I think it's paper.
It is. Oh my gosh, don't even tell me. It is paper.
That's paper, see?
And you know what paper is? Briefs.
Listen, I've seen
Or
enough
legal
paper.
filings.
Seen enough paper, okay? We've seen enough paper. And no more paper.
We should send the city a case of toilet paper.
Yeah, I got matches for paper. Okay.
Oh my goodness, I had an idea. I'm not even gonna talk about it here. It'll be a surprise. We'll have to do this.
Does it involve fire? Just saying.
Oh my gosh, you guys are nuts.
All right. Anyway, remember the pages shut down on Monday because it's still, the summer and, so don't be scared. If anything happens or breaks, we will open up and, let you know. Okay.
Yep, it's all good. So you have a good weekend. We will see you Tuesday. If anything happens, like Michelle said, we will break open like we did the last time and let you know what's going on. Otherwise, we'll send you. Send used TP, she says.
There you go.
You need to go rest.
All right, so everybody enjoy their weekend, the long weekend. Again, thank you, everybody, for having faith in us, and you guys rock and enjoy yourself.
Yep. Love you guys. Take it easy. Mwah. Ciao.